Hi, I'm Matthew Buzzy. This is Zachary Cuevas, and we're here on PC Mag's One Cool Thing.
One cool thing.
Bam.
Wow.
We're here with Eddie, the edible ink printer from Primera, and here, I mean, this is it. This is the whole setup.
Yeah.
As you can see, we've been a little busy here in the lab.
We've got a lovely plate.
Cooking up some edible ink. Now, first things first, out of the way, the cookie itself is not what's being printed here. We're not that far along yet.
To be clear, we're not cooking the cookies here.
This is not an easy bake oven. This is not a 3D edible cookie.
Right.
The cookies itself, they can be anything. They're provided to us. Frosted tops is really the key.
Yes.
And then what the product itself is doing, Eddie, as we'll refer to him as on a first name basis here, is putting edible ink with whatever image you put through software, which we'll get into, on top of the cookie. You can customize it. It makes, as you can see, we've been pretty busy with some bakes. But yeah, you can put pretty much any image you want on there. And this is kind of a setup for your home. Obviously, you have to be pretty dedicated to want to get, this.
Yeah,
it's,
I mean,
it's
hey,
expensive,
if you have a small business or if you're a cookie enthusiast, a hobbyist, maybe. Yeah, but this is an investment. This is almost $3,000.
Yes. Gotta be serious about your ink.
Exactly. Yes, and that's a whole other cost we won't even get into. But it's a very simple thing once you install it. It comes with this software called Bartender. I guess a lot of small businesses use it. It's meant to customize items and menus and the like, but it comes with a light version, and using that software, you're able to print out whatever image fits on a cookie. As you saw in the beginning, we printed out our beautiful logo, but we're not just limited to logos. Family, friends.
The whole array of people
photos,
have been,
dogs.
Myself with some laser vision, have been printed onto some cookies here. Some other things to mention: the software doesn't have to be Bartender. It is. You can use it with some Adobe software,
Photoshop, Canva, even 3D Print or Print 3D, the Microsoft application. All that stuff can customize your photos to fit on the whatever cookie size you use.
We have mostly stuck with Bartender because that's just what we introed with, and that's what we went with. But that lets you pick different templates for the kind of shape of the image, whether you want to go with a circle or a square
or a triangle, and big and small, because you can get a cookie. These cookies are about average 3.5 inches, I believe. But you can get a cookie. You can get a print on a cookie larger or smaller, and it doesn't have. You're not limited to cookies either.
Right.
Macarons.
Name it, you can do it.
Macarons, fondant,
graham crackers,
white chocolate toppers,
cake pops,
white chocolate.
I might be out of things, but yeah, whatever you can think of. There are different. So we'll show you in a moment, in addition to one at a time, which you saw how kind of quickly it prints. Why don't you feed another one in there while we're talking?
Oh yeah, sure.
And get a cookie going.
So first you got to get the baker's dust.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Wash my hands, by the way.
Of course. Only the finest hygiene. Yeah. We're not so much into eating the cookies. The Primera is not vouching for the quality of the cookie.
Right.
The cookie and the frosting are up to the user.
Exactly.
It's all about the image and the printer itself, as far as the maker of the printer is concerned.
I think these cookies are from a local bakery.
Okay.
You can bake your own or order them. Primera will not be responsible for any for sending you cookies. They'll send you everything else but the cookies.
We have a bunch of test cookies for review and test purposes. Zach's lining up another image here. So yeah, what this is by default, a single print. We also have a larger tray, which I'll grab, and then we will demonstrate next. This way you can kind of put a lot of items on at once. This is the cookie tray. You can take these off to fit larger, cookies back to back. But this will sort of carousel print in sequence a bunch of cookies.
Yeah,
and we will do
up
that.
to a dozen.
We will do that next to direct your attention back to the printer.
So here we go. I've loaded up one image using Bartender. Now this isn't the ideal image.
I'm so curious what's coming.
We just grabbed our default PC Mag logo using the default Bartender settings, but there's a lot of customization there.
Pretty quick, as you can see.
Yeah, that was like
it's hot.
Less than 10 seconds.
It's not hot.
It's not hot.
It's not hot. I'm joking.
This is not an easy bake oven, Matt.
So true. This one was a little unaligned, as you can see. Some have come a little more centered. That might be down to either where we place the cookie or the software, since you can kind of drag around where you want to put stuff.
Yeah.
And some of these are more centered than others.
And we've got larger images that you can,
like dog.
Yes.
Like dog, for instance. Let's try the carousel print. I think that's the most visually exciting thing.
Yeah.
If you can get us up
Now,
and running
first, you
there.
just need 12 cookies.
Of course. Luckily, we have a box of cookies, and they're going to keep coming.
And so what I'll do is I will line them up here. You see as Matt pointed out, the triangle spacers give just enough space from cookie to cookie.
It's quite an operation here.
Now,
But yeah, if you were doing this for a party, you want to put someone's face on it for fun.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's a million use cases, right? If you want to get this, as we said at the top, it's an expensive kind of commitment to own this thing as more than a novelty. So you probably want to have a real use case for it, other than like, it's pretty fun and silly to make cookies and put whatever image you want on them.
But if that's your
small
prerogative,
businesses, or you do a lot of parties or whatever it is.
But if you just want to print out
if
silly
you just want to pay
faces,
$3,000 to print out faces, then that's also that's your business.
I love that.
Obviously, unlike the, it can't fit all of these in at once. The tray is much bigger than the printer itself, so it is interesting to see how they kind of set this up. But it works really well from the test runs we did before. And also, as far as ease of use, neither of us were the reviewer of this product. You can find our full written text review on PCMag.com. But in fiddling with it before too long, Zach figured out how to
I'm a master.
How to run
baker.
it. Yeah, that's it.
Now, what's cool about this is that it actually, it kind of figures out, I didn't need to change a mode.
Mm-hmm.
All I had to do was change the quantity of cookie from 1 to 12.
Not a lot of setup. It's just change the quantity.
Now check that out.
If that's not satisfying, I don't know what is.
Now really slick.
The prints are pretty good and pretty quick. This is a more complex sort of illusory design, which when there's a dozen of these, we might get a little dizzy by the time these spin around. But yeah, it goes really quick.
Don't stare too closely.
As quick as a kind of regular printer, honestly.
I think I measured about 9 seconds, and that's for a simple print. More complex images take a few extra seconds, but there's really you're getting these cookies in and out of the printer super fast,
which is good for mass cookie production.
Yeah.
You want to have a lot of cookies, obviously. You want to have the ink cartridges should last a pretty high number of cookies. It's not going to run. We've printed all of these on the same cartridge.
We've printed a few dozen, and we're still raring to go.
It's still
and
going
there's
strong.
also there's an included app that keeps track of your ink and helps you order more when the time comes. Now look at that, smooth and a quality print.
Quality print. I was going to say a much finer design, as you can see. Well, when they're done, I'll grab one off here while it's spinning. Give you a nice close up, but for a much more detailed. Whoa. For a much more detailed print than the big, PC Mag logo or a photo, it does a pretty good job.
Yeah, no, if I had $3,000 lying around, I would say, yeah, man, I love. Yeah, because I love cookies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't? Baking them, I love eating them.
These are all the good things about cookies.
Sometimes I give them out to my friends.
You're killing it. Let's talk about a little more. We're using this on a laptop wired. I know there's a couple other options as far as connecting the software.
Yes, we're connected via USB, but you can run this wirelessly. So there is a lot of ease of use here. And the application is really easy to use. Bartender is very similar to a Microsoft Paint application. You just slap the image on, you resize it, and then place the cookie on and press print. It's as simple as that.
And so this is also the standard, cookie tray. We mentioned all those other types of frosted desserts and items you can use. You do need the different trays, though, which I think you get third party, actually. I don't know if they come directly from Mera.
Yes.
But you need different size and shape trays specifically to print on the things that aren't cookies. And you can also remove these. I think I said you can remove these for bigger cookies. So this should fit most normal cookie sizes, whether they're a little taller or wider than this. But for getting into those other types of products, you do need to get the other trays. So that is something to know.
And look at that, a dozen in a minute. So this is actually super handy. Again, for hobbyists or even a small business, this could be a real game changer.
And fun.
And fun,
I'm just mesmerized, frankly. That might just be the dizzying effect.
Don't stare too closely.
Boom. And so there we have a dozen optical illusion cookies. This is
fast.
Pretty quickly. This is just an image we found online, an optical illusion. Yeah. I know the Eddie Facebook group of enthusiasts who use this product. If you go on the Facebook group, there's a ton of ideas that the types of things people are putting on there.
You're just limited to your own creativity.
Yeah. Whether it's your own
images.
face or something you just find online.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so this is the basic version of it, which gets you a pretty good amount. It comes with the 3-color ink cartridge, the tray and the printer
And the
itself.
printer itself.
You can, there's other options like different cartridges or different. You can get the different trays.
Right.
But yeah, for a pretty pricey package, but it gets you definitely what you need to do the main thing, which is.
And we mentioned before,
printing
it's
these
very
cookies.
easy to use, and customer service is super supportive.
Yeah, the support seems good. The setup was not very long, and then learning how to use the software and get the product out the door really didn't take too long either. So the software seems pretty straightforward.
Yes.
You pick your kind of page size and you pick your shape.
And pick your and slam your image, and you can just drag and drop it in there, and
so
you're good to go.
Yeah, bartender I know is used in like restaurants and menus and things like so. It's basically the same purpose, but on a cookie. And so yeah, that's it. I think if you're interested in this, again, as we said, hobbyists, a pretty expensive kind of novelty purchase.
It's an expensive hobby, but a hobby nonetheless.
A hobby nonetheless, indeed, or a actual business use case.
Yeah.
So yeah, cheers.
Cheers to that.